Yeah. Yeah. Can you believe they told me that I would never make it? Now we smiling in their faces, smiling in their faces. Now, I don't know if Paul Pierce was drinking again because the guy looks like he's drunk all the time. Let's just be honest. But the Kobe slander is continuing. And one of the reasons I started doing this basketball content in the show was because of the nonsense and fake narrative surrounding Kobe being Bryant was getting on my last nerves.
The next face of the league is going to be Luka Doncic.
Possibly. So what were you saying before he said that? You were saying, Mike, when the face of the league?
Well, the face of the league, I think the next face of the league is in college
and
right
all
now.
Of these guys, like, yeah, it was Mike retired, and then it was Kobe,
like
Shaq,
Kobe
Tim,
was never
KG.
just like the face of the league. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it was Jordan.
Yeah.
Then, like, because think about it, Kobe was young.
Yeah, for sure.
He was young when Mike retired.
You could
he was
probably,
only
I guess you could say it was Shaq.
And then you could probably say, like, Shaq or something like that.
Or
Shaq,
like
even Iverson
day,
for a year or two.
Yes.
Like,
I think
you know
because
what
even
I'm
to this
saying?
day, Shaq is still one of the most famous globally people.
Yeah, because he's
the
done so
NBA's
much
ever produced,
on and off
right?
the court.
Yeah.
He's done music, he's done movies, he's got a big personality.
Shaq was a big fucking star, bro. Like, he was a very famous basketball player to a level that, like, none of these younger guys can compare to.
My argument would be after Jordan's retirement in 1998, the face of the league was indeed Shaquille O'Neal for a couple years. So my question is, if Kobe wasn't the face of the NBA, then who was? It is undeniable. Kobe Bryant was the face of the NBA in the 2000s. Matter of fact, if he wasn't, look at the 2000s decade and look at this clip right here.
Who was the player of the decade? Are we ready to reveal the results? No drum roll necessary, because we don't have one. And here it is, the player of the decade as voted on by you, the fans at NBA.com, Kobe Bryant.
The man was voted player of the decade. People recognize his greatness. And the only flaw that you can really say that might hinder him was the Colorado case. Besides that, that man was NBA basketball. That man was the face of the NBA. Matter of fact, the NBA ain't been the same since this man left. Not only did he have the most championships in the decade of the 2000s, but he led the decade in scoring by a long shot. I think the closest guy was 17,000 points. I think Kobe had 22,000 points, if I'm not mistaken. The man dominated the 2000s. And let's not act like if social media was around, he wouldn't have had it in a frenzy in 2006 when he put up 81 points. Where were you when you remember Kobe putting up 81 points? I know where I was. It was my mom's birthday, January 22nd, 2006. My mom's birthday, I came home from a restaurant. I put on NBA TV and I was like, is that a typo? Because ain't no way. And yes, it was a way, bro, because that man was special. And let's look at some of these incredible things that he's accomplished in the 2000s. So not just the 5 championships and 2 finals MVPs, but the man had a streak of 9 straight 40-point games. The man also had a streak of 4 straight 50-plus games, including games where he had 65 points. Matter of fact, he had 63 or 65 points against the Dallas Mavericks, where he outscored the Dallas Mavericks himself in the first 3 quarters. Kobe didn't even play the fourth. Well, he might have had another 81. He might have had 2 81-point games that season if he played in the fourth quarter. He outscored the whole Dallas Mavericks himself. Kobe has more 50-point games than LeBron and KD combined. And these guys are to be the top 10 scorers of all time. And Kobe has more 50-point games than both of them combined. Now, the reason I made this video is because I got love for Pierce. I think he'd be saying some real things, but let's look at the people who potentially could have been, these face of the NBA, right? You got Allen Iverson, and Allen Iverson is my favorite player of all time. But even I know Allen Iverson couldn't be the face of the league because, let's face it, David Stern was not having that man be the face of the league. He was not with that hip-hop stuff, and Allen Iverson was extremely controversial during his time when he was playing. So he wasn't going to be there. On top of that, he only made 1 NBA Finals, and he wasn't a champion. That's a big part of being a face of the league is being a champion, is winning. Tim Duncan. You could say Tim Duncan, right? Because let's face it, he won, 3 championships? 2003, 2005, 2007. He won 3 championships in the 2000s. Well, the reason why we can't have that guy, Tim Duncan, be the face of the league is this. It's simple. Tim Duncan didn't have the style of play that was be able to market and sell. Jordan is jumping through the air. Sexy game style, sexy play. Allen Iverson, crossover, left to right. Shaq, backing you down, dunking your face. Tim Duncan, while he was dominant, his personality, his play style, it wasn't a sexy enough brand for the NBA to push this person. Kobe dropping 81. Kobe back-to-back NBA championships. The Spurs never won back-to-back. As great as they are, they always missed out. And one thing people don't realize is when they won that 2007 NBA championship, let's not forget, once Kobe got that Paul Gasol guy on his team, the next season while they were the reigning champs, Kobe got them the hell up out of here. I believe 4-1 in the Western Conference Finals. And then after that, they didn't go back into the NBA Finals until 2013. So that's a 6-year drought. When Kobe became the reign of the West and he finally got a decent piece on his team, Tim Duncan wasn't in the finals in 6 years. And people forget about that. People get amnesia to remember, 03, 05, 07. Every other season, they were going back to get a chip. Kobe came, it ain't happened no more. I'm just being honest with you. So when I look back at the 2000s and the decade it was an amazing decade. It is my favorite decade of the NBA. And there's a lot of players who are responsible for the league being amazing, not just Kobe. But if we're going to talk about one guy in a time frame of 2000 to 2010, it is Kobe being Bryant, and you can argue with your mama. So I ain't got time for you. So let me know your thoughts down below about this. You think Kobe is the face of the league? If it wasn't Kobe, then who was it? Damn sure it wasn't LeBron. Damn sure it wasn't Shaq in the 2000s because that's just not it. It just wasn't. When Shaq was a shell of himself after 06, Kobe, the whole decade, dominated. I think Shaq was a shell of himself after 04, 05, to be honest with you. Because on Miami, I know the video was supposed to end, but in Miami, when they won that chip against Dallas, Shaq only averaged 13 points in that finals. Dwayne Wade carried him. Just being honest with you. But that's for another video. Let me know your thoughts down below. If you're new to the channel, my name is Tyler. It's Tyler Rose TV. I'm going to see you guys on the next video. Peace.